Exactly. So you got your hair done. Your hair did.
Nail done, hair done, everything did. Then the nail done, hair done.
So what made you want to go like blonde? Like I guess it's like more plaid.
Honestly, like I don't know if you can relate. Like sometimes I know we shouldn't focus only on.
There's it for I just told that.
I'm still here. What was I talking about?
Your hair.
My hair.
Like a platinum-y kind of blonde.
Well, why did I do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, can you relate where like when like sometimes it's not like good, to rely on your appearance for your mental health. But damn, sometimes when you look in the mirror and you love what you see, it can really like. It can be a good thing, and it's not like some things you're born with, some things you can't change and stuff, and like it's important to like look at yourself and love it all the time. I liked my hair before, but I just like I want to go blonde. Like I love seeing myself blonde, and for like summer and shit, like it just feels so.
Oh, summer!
I feel like I'm living like my Marilyn Monroe fantasy. So why did I do it? Because I fucking wanted to.
That's awesome. I feel like there's a difference between though like looking at yourself in the mirror and like loving how you express yourself versus like loving how you look. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a big difference.
Yeah.
And like that's expressing yourself.
Yeah, expressing yourself is like expressing what's on the inside and radiating that. That's what it's radiating that out to the world. Through like your style or like
energy, your energy,
like just like living your truth and your true vibration of oneself.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, so you turn blonde. Yeah, I turned blonde.
Are you gonna do the mullet? Are you gonna leave it like a shag?
I've never had a shag like all bleached out and stuff. So I'm gonna keep this and just like feel this up for a little bit and then go from there. But the problem is like once the roots grow out and stuff, and then I start the way that like shags and mullets are cut.
Yeah,
is when they cut the layers and stuff. It looks like there's like a circle of brown at the top of my head because like those hairs are cut really shorter. So when we were at Oceaga last year, like there's videos of like me and Jenna like dancing in the crowd and stuff, and I was just like. It looks like there's a bald patch on the top of my head just because it's a different color and stuff. It's really silly. But yeah, enough about hair. We're here today to talk about mental health.
Oh yeah.
And it's a good week to do it. I feel like spring has sprung. For me personally, like my winter depression is melting away with the snow and that feels really good. So like we talked about mental health in the winter, I might have like really negative things to say, but I feel like today, like, there's hope. Yeah, there's hope. Yeah, there's a feeling of hope in the air. And I feel like we have to like, living in Ottawa in Canada, I feel like we have to like remind ourselves every single winter, like, of course we're going to get depressed.
Yeah.
We're
giving ourselves some slack.
Yeah. And maybe like I need to prepare before winter and stuff to like know that like as soon as like because it doesn't hit in around Christmas. I feel like there's like not
exactly. Yeah.
It's the trees aren't fully dead yet.
And November and December, like it's fun. You know what I mean? Like it's fun.
I just got it. What? When the trees are dead, I'm dead inside.
Okay.
When the snow comes,
fertilizer.
I would love a salty surprise. Give it to me, sister. I only take loads from my sister.
Oh my god! You know what? Actually, though, it's funny that you mentioned snow. Because I had like kind of like a realization yesterday. I was gonna tell you, but I wanted to wait for the podcast because, especially now that we're talking about like mental health today, this was the decision this morning, by the way. It worked out.
Yeah, we were gonna talk about sex, but I was just like,
again. But I was like, no, like I agree.
Yeah,
mental health.
I'll like save the dirty talk for next week. But I feel like we're both in a really good area an area.
We're in our kind of area 51.
So yeah, we're in a great spot right now with like how our springs are unfolding and stuff, and I feel like there's a lot to be excited about right now, a lot to reflect on and stuff. So I think mental health is the chat today.
And yesterday, it snowed again, right?
Yeah,
it snowed ridiculous amount. I think it was like 25 centimeters or something like that. Like it's still packed outside. Like it's slushy. It's like what the fuck, it's April, but there's always one last one in March.
Well, there should be snow here. Like I feel like we're forgetting that, like, I don't know if it's like climate change or deciding to you can let us know. But I feel like most of my childhood I'd be like skiing and snowboarding and still doing sports in April, and it just turned April, and then we had like hot days in March this year, so we're all like, oh my god, winter's over, yay!
Exactly.
And then it starts to again. Everyone's like, what the fuck?
Because
what the fuck is this?
This is normal. But also, like, I had a really nice realization while it was snowing yesterday. So I took the day to just stay inside and just do everything that I had to do. I had a really productive day yesterday. I cleaned a lot. I meditated like with myself. I like watched some shows that I've been wanting to watch, and I've been like doing, and I just kind of multitasked while I was like doing that. And I had a really nice kind of like wave of calmness rush over me while watching the snow, and I was like, I'm I'm on Instagram, I'm seeing all these people like complaining about it, I'm seeing all these people like be like, the snow's blah blah blah, but I was like, honestly, this is the last time in a while that I'm gonna see snow.
Yeah, and it's like there's cycles too, like people who live in like really hot climates where it's sunny all the time. I feel like some of that like appreciation and stuff for those days, for those sunny days and stuff, like goes away. So as much as like it can be hard in Canada with like the extreme weather that we have, it's also kind of like nice to have those contrasts of the seasons. Living internationally, I met a lot of people who like had never like experienced actual seasons. You know what I mean? They're like that's so fucking cool. And it is like cool to have a different vibe throughout the year, but with that comes like cycles.
Exactly. Yeah. And part of that cycle is the excitement for spring, and like that excitement is not going to be matched by any other kind of like thing that I'm feeling throughout the year during that time. So I think it's cool to like feel those excitements of like different seasons and different things that are happening and stuff. And there's something kind of like poetic in seeing something is for the last time for a while. You know what I mean? Like
there's like like everything in life has like a birth, like a birth cycle, birth, death, and then like regeneration. Like, and like I think about that in like lots of different areas in my life. A friendship or a past version of myself, or even in an article of clothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything has like that start, finish, end, and then maybe the chance to regenerate or like rebirth and come back in a different way. And that kind of happens with our seasons and cycles that throughout the year, but then also like with our mental health and stuff. And
the cool thing is like we can make those decisions if we want to rejuvenate it or if we want to just leave it in the past.
I feel like some of it's like, it's so weird. It's like some stuff is like the universe has a plan, it's gonna happen, but then like and you just gotta let that happen. But then there are things that are in your control. And I feel like one of the things I want to talk to you about today is like getting older. I feel like my mental health is getting better and getting better at like combating it and stuff as I get to know more about myself and all, going through all these like cycles and rebirths and deaths and stuff in the past. Now, like when I'm starting to, feel a certain way, I can remind myself like, oh my God, on that note, there was this, I went to school with a girl, who whenever she sneezed, I'm going to try and do the impression.
Ew.
And she goes,
I would have. Oh my God.
Do you know why?
She sneezed in French.
Do you know why?
What?
She had, when she was a kid, she stuck a pencil up her nose, and there's an eraser stuck in her nose for her whole life. So when she sneezes, she goes, meow. It sounds like a cat, like having like a meow. Meow. It's so silly.
Wait, is she Capricorn? Are you gonna take it out?
I don't know, like maybe we were in like high school, right? So like we're all just like, why do you sneeze like that? I thought it was really cool. I think that's like a really unique like personality trait.
Because that's what she gets for trying to grizz up a lobotomy with a pencil.
Oh my God. Oh, lobotomy. That's is that when they like take parts of your brain out?
No.
I think it's when they like put something up your nose.
No.
No, they cap off
your
a part of
eye
your...
Oh, through your eye.
And they're like, that's like an ice pick thing to your brain.
Okay, let's talk about that. Alexa, what is a lobotomy?
The noun, lobotomy, can have a couple meanings. 1. The operation of cutting into a lobe because of the brain odor.
Hello?
2. Prefrontal lobotomy, a psychosurgical procedure in which the frontal lobes are separated from the rest of the brain by cutting the connecting nerve fibers.
I was right. Yeah, cutting hurts your brain out.
You can also ask me questions in your car.
Shut up, Alexa. Alexis, shut up.
I only want my lobotomies. Like,
I heard Alexa's like notification thing, and the first thing I thought of was like your lobotomy from Amazon Prime. Was
Like, didn't they used to like do lobotomies when somebody had like mental health issues, or like they considered them like dangerous, or like, you know, like obviously mental health is looked at like way way different now and stuff, but like it's like, oh, you're like not normal, and like the rest of us, let's fix you, or like lock you up, or like, you know, do a lobotomy on you. I don't know. I don't know if I know about it enough to talk about it, but I've seen a couple movies, so I'm very researched.
that's what they do. So the eye socket is like an ice pick thing.
So it's like they're doing coke, but like straight into the brain.
So the purpose is to
Like poke around and find out. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I think there's very minimal like brain activity afterwards.
Ooh, it sucks.
You should know this PhD candidate, Professor Glitterchild.
I have a PhD in lobotomy.
Do you want a lobotomy right now? I just put that in your nose and I'm drinking out of it. That's how close we are.
It is, honestly. It's truly. So, enough about lobotomies.
How's your head? Is your head healthy? Mine's mixed.
I feel like, yeah, you're going to be fine for at least another week. Like you've done something to stop your mental breakdown. You've dyed your hair.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's another thing too. Like, you know, some things for your mental health and happiness are like, you know, that quick dopamine fix, and then other things are like truly on a deeper level. And I'm starting to notice the difference between the two a lot more. Yeah, tell me.
God.
Look at your chest hairs.
Yeah, you like that?
I kind of do.
Do you notice this little...
Do I want to fuck my sister?
Look at that. And a little...
Oh,
it's not... It doesn't happen on this one. Oh my God. Do you want to
so
see...
why is that? That's from your...
That's from the seatbelt. Do you want to see what happened? So for the audience, my titties have... this one was cut in half from like the seatbelt. So now for the people listening, you have to tune on YouTube to jack off to this. But basically the seatbelt cut both of these muscles and it healed so that a lot of the muscle is like kind of like atrophied up here. So like so feel this is just bone.
Right. So you can. So all yes, you can. Oh, okay. Yeah. And so it's like in your lat.
Ready. Oh, can you actually hold that for me?
Yeah.
That's what happened when I flexed my muscle.
Interesting.
Because of like how it was cut and stuff like that. Whereas this one is just like normal, right?
That one's fully like nothing was affected on that side.
Yeah. And this also happened with like my abdomen and like my obliques as well. So like my muscles on the side. So that's why like the way I'll ever
from that part of the seatbelt.
Exactly.
It like
yeah. So that's why like I'll have abs and I'll be able to like work that muscle just like I can work this muscle, and it'll still be strong. It'll just like look different.
Well, that's so fucking cool that like, you know, like the human body is just like, it's meant to keep you alive and thrive as much as possible. So like, you know, when trauma happens to your body and stuff, it's like beautiful that like the healing process, you know, like the physical healing process, it's so similar to like the mental healing process. I feel like, but we only look at like physical healing as you know, important, I guess, for society. Feels like, you know, when like a wound in your like brain and stuff is like waiting to be healed, and those wounds seem to stay open a lot longer. And you know, they resurface. Do you ever like do you ever like sit around like are you just randomly like doing the dishes or something? Oh, you have a dishwasher. Are you ever like combing your weird wig wall? your Moira Rose wig wall?
Well, I'll show you guys a clip here.
It's just like a wall of wigs. Maybe that's why you don't have a boyfriend.
Whenever I have a fucking story for you. This is how I'm trying to heal mentally. So, This guy that I was chilling with, our first kind of like date, we went to the gym together, which was cute. I would recommend because you get a really good lift because you're trying to like show off. So it's
Oh yeah, you're like,
and then we went to dinner. It was fun, and we came.
and then you had the dinner.
Yeah, we did. And my plants, I blow obviously, and my wig wall was there, and he walks in, and he looks around. And he's like, "Oh, you have a lot of plants, eh?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Do you have a snake?" And I was like, "No."
told me this.
I was like, "I don't have a snake." And he was like, "Oh." And he looked around again, paused for like 5 seconds, and he's like, "It kind of seems like you do." And I'm like,
What the fuck? Okay, you are wearing snakeskin.
"I know. I feel like a sexy tiger king." But yeah, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Okay, so it's okay. I'm sorry. Like when I think like, personality traits that are hot to me, I would think like owning a bunch of snakes. Like I'm not like, but I would obviously accept somebody like that. So, like for me to like say to someone, you look like somebody who owns a lot of snakes.
I was like, "That's an insult." To be honest, I was like,
no offense to people who own snakes, but like he thinks you have like some like aquarium. Like, fuck, what's that?
the terrarium.
What's that movie where
Stays on a plane.
the guy
Anacondas.
no, the guy is like he's gay, he's cheating on his wife, Girls 5 Eva, like the NBC, have you seen that? It's like a show about like a 90s like girl group like Spice Girls or something like that, who's like making their comeback because like Y2K is back in style, Tina Fey and a bunch, which people are doing it, but
It's new.
it's newer, yeah, but there's 3 seasons now. It's really good. You would love it. You would die. But the main character, one of the main characters, their husband is like, they're like a Christian like straight couple and stuff. But like the whole time, like he was obviously like gay. But like not only was he like gay with like gay stuff. While he was married to her, he also had like a weird like hamster farm and a separate life with a bunch of hamsters in a house. And the house was just like filled with hamsters. I think it was hamsters. I don't know, but like if you have like a way too much of any animal, like I feel like that's so that's very insulting that you said that.
Yeah.
But since I actually remember where I was going with it before, are you ever watching your weird wig wall and like being like do you ever get like flashbacks to maybe some unhealed traumas and stuff?
Like when my wigs fly off during performances.
more like deeper stuff. Like, like I'm realizing that I have a lot of things that have happened while I was, living abroad in London, when I was like younger, and like little things that like just pop into my head. And I feel like it's like a signal from the universe that it's like, write this down because this is something you need to heal and close that chapter and get closure with those things and stuff. And I think like being just realizing that is part of that,
and those chapters are never closed ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they'll ever be closed because
you're to a car accident, like it's not like that can never unhappen like that. Is that sort of like
and not necessarily like in terms of like, oh, like it's happened, it'll always be with me kind of thing, but like as you're going through life and as you're learning these new things about yourself, as you're coming to terms with the identity that you are at the age that you are, that never stops, by the way, because you're always aging and you're always growing and you're always meeting people who remind you these things, right?
Side note, are we after we're born, are we growing or are we slowly growing or slowly dying from birth?
I think that
that's how you look at it, right?
Here's my thing. I've had a lot of this lately because I'm thinking of my next viral thing. I'm thinking of the money I make a year. I'm thinking of, oh, this is the next thing that I have to do. Oh, I'm stressed because of this. Oh, I'm stressed because of that. When in reality, it's like, people 50 years from now, no one's gonna fucking remember it. No one's gonna know that happened. When I'm dead, I don't care if people remember me because I'll be dead. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like
that perfect transition in the video matter, or
literally,
did that like running late for something, like whatever,
exactly.
like something that takes up so much space in your brain right now.
Exactly. The only thing that matters is the influence and kindness that you have to whoever you're being with in that moment. Because when you're dead, that moment isn't going to matter anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When both of you are dead, when we're dead, this podcast isn't going to matter anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
and all that's left of you is your footprint that you made on the earth in people's memories. And I guess on photos and Instagram.
But even then, that's not forever.
Yeah.
No one's gonna. People are gonna, be like, oh my god, they were amazing. Leave their Instagram up for like a memorial or whatever. But then they move on.
People move on.
And then it's done.
Yeah.
And then you're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
people are talking today about Tina Turner's death a few years ago. We're obviously like,
yeah, we
thinking about it. It's like
her impact on the world and stuff like that, and that's amazing. But like, for example, like, a famous person from 1880 or whatever, or like 1910 and stuff like that. Like, we recognize those people and we're like, oh, that person lived, but we're so detached from them because we've never seen them. That we're like, oh, history.
So the most important thing for Tina Turner was that she had a great life and enjoyed the moments while she was on.
Exactly. And like, the thing is, at the end of the day, it's like nothing else matters but how you feel right now. It doesn't matter how you're going to feel in a week because it could be dead.
Okay, some good. Let's talk about like giving advice for mental health, because it can be really hard sometimes, like when a friend is having a mental health struggle.
Yeah.
And like a mental health struggle is like nobody can figure it out for you. You can be like guided and stuff, but it's like it's so hard when you see a friend struggling or you're struggling and maybe your friend sees that for you.
Yeah.
And it like, you can only pep talk it so much, but like I feel like it just has to be like, the right time, the right time in your life to be able to like do that healing and stuff. And like, for me getting older and figuring out like, okay, like when I'm not feeling good, like, have I been outside today? Is my house a mess? Have I socialized? Have I seen friends?
Yeah.
Have I, have I been creative? Have I been like active? Huge. Like, for anybody having like mental health issues, if you haven't, it doesn't cure things, but it fucking helps. It fucking helps. And, everyone's different, but like if I didn't have yoga especially, but like exercise in general, like I don't know where the fuck I'd be right now. Like I don't even know if I would have made it to here today, because who knows what would have happened for me. Yoga has always been my way to like pull myself out of whatever, because like when you're there on that mat and that you're like embracing that ancient practice that's like proven, sometimes made a lot modern and stuff for the modern world and minds and stuff of today, like it can pull me out of something and inspire me. In fact, the times that I'm like most inspired, I should like I should bring a pen and paper to my yoga classes, because I'll be like lying there
And you get
Like the Raven Simone.
yeah.
and you realize like maybe a creative idea or like something about life, or like you're just like, and then I take what I'm like doing on the mat off the mat. So like something that I physically do on the mat is like leading with my heart.
Right.
You lead with your heart, it just, a lot of movements look better when you like lead with your heart. And if you like think on that,
Dance too.
Yeah. Lead with your heart and grounding. So like my feet and whatever is touching my mat while I'm doing yoga, like really like being hyper aware of those like anchor points that are like grounding me, because everything else is floating up here. So if I'm like balanced and grounded down there, then everything up here is good. And then leading with my heart and then getting into it. Like, we showed up, we're here, we got it. We got ourselves this mat. I'm not going to waste an hour and let my head be somewhere else. It might take a whole class to get my head from somewhere else, but by the end of it, I'll never regret going to yoga. Even if I'm like running late to something because I had to squeeze it in. I'm like, I don't care, I'm late, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
Now I'm stressed again. Shit.
Yeah. And the same thing could go for shows too, because we show up to some shows and we're like, sex. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
But we can always I honestly am so like, and that's what like friends and relationships are so important. Like, it's so nice to have like some people, like we find like happiness from like those things, new things, like whatever, or like a success or whatever. But at the end of the day, like what matters most is like friends and our relationships, not as much our career successes or objects and stuff. So to have like a support system, huge game changer. And there's been times in my life where I didn't have that, and but I should have known that it was coming,
Yep.
So now we've like found each other. So we found each other, and like whenever I'm having a bad day, or you're having a bad day, like, you know, I don't know, it's weird. Like when I'm having a bad day, we're always the opposite.
I know. It's true. It's like we're always there to pull each other out of that slump and like remind ourselves that like, yeah, we're feeling shitty now, but you know, something is going to change in the future. You know what I mean? And this is something that a weird realization that I had. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us are so caught up in the now, not necessarily how we're feeling now, but things that are happening now. You know what I mean? And it's sometimes scary to think like there's going to be an outcome. You know what I mean? There's going to be an outcome, and we influence that outcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the future is very real. You know what I mean? It's happening every single second that we're living. Like I'm in the future.
And you can take some steps to try and give yourself the best outcome.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, like I'm thinking ways like this is like really dark, but like, you know, if there is a world, if things happen so that there's like a World War III, there's going to be an outcome to that. You know what I mean? Just you know, it's a yes or no answer. Will it happen? Yes or no? We don't know, but there is an outcome that will happen. So
Yeah.
it's like, fuck, what is it? What can you do?
I feel like that's actually like one of my notes that I wanted to talk about today with mental health and stuff. And I feel like a lot of people are suffering right now, and rightfully so, because like honestly, like, you know, I'm so grateful that I can find those moments of like balance and, you know, peace and truly feeling like happy and stuff. But we're all working with a lot of like collective trauma right now, just looking at the state of the world with, you know, the wars that are happening, the rise of more outspoken and action taking homophobia, transphobia, racism, and like, you know, this division of like almost like, you know, like there's more than two types of people out there, but right now everyone's being like, you're either this or you're either this. You know, like, and that's really like tough, and it turns humans against each other, even when they're probably meant to be, you know, together over one issue. And stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, because you know there's a lot of conflict, and a lot of that conflict can, you know, make people's mental health kind of like spiral down. You know, and the people who are very sensitive to potential outcomes will be really kind of like sensitive to that, because like at the end of the day, if there's like, you know, World War III or whatever, the people who are sensitive to the worst outcome will then have bad mental health because they're scared, because they're sad, because they're angry. You know what I mean? And
I've been having those thoughts for a while. I've been having those thoughts since like Putin invaded Ukraine.
Yeah, and it's like the answer is to not necessarily look away, because that will never be the answer, because that's just it's just, you know, hiding your emotions. It's like you're in a bad relationship, you are like, I feel good when it's good, so when it's bad, I'll just kind of look away and I'll wait for the next good part, you know. Whereas like, no, you have to actually be like, hey, why am I scared? Oh, I'm scared because I could die, because it's the end of the world. Boom, that's the answer. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's the answer to like get like in a better place?
With that topic, that's a hard one, because it's like, you know how people say, oh, it's not the end of the world, when we are talking about the end of the world. Literally, like it's harder to like it's a harder thing to you know, think about. And I feel like we're all like, we were in a rehearsal the other day and we heard a big bang and we're like, oh my god, we're gonna die. Like we both had this moment. We're like, this is the end. This is the end. And you know what? Like, I'm really sad that we're living in a world where like we're thinking that right now. So if we're thinking that, other people, like, do you guys experience that? If you hear like I don't know, like have you ever like ever see the sky go dark or like something and you're like, oh, it's happening?
Well, because like whenever I see a helicopter going by, I'm like, oh, I wonder why. You know what I mean? Like, it's always that. Like, I'm always like thinking of like those fucking things. You know what? It's awful.
That's so funny. When I was like really struck out when I was younger, I was like paranoid, drugs, blah blah blah. And I remember being like a helicopter going by, like I'm like they found me. They found me. They know I did drugs.
Get the faggot. Get out.
Oh my god.
I used to me and my ex, we'd call it, oh, there comes helicopter.
Aeroplane.
Look at this state helicopter.
Helicopter.
Oh Oh my god. Okay, let's take a break.
Yes, we deal with
We've dealt with some pretty heavy topics. I have a little bit more to say on it, but
yeah, are you gonna give me your heavy topic?
I will absolutely
On the break. Okay, shut the camera off.
Just kidding. I'm actually gonna go take a giant dump. We walked into a bathroom and there's like this wall of urinals. I laughed so fucking hard every single time I make it. And she goes to one of the urinals, and I look at her. She looks at me and she like expects me to like go beside her, but then I go like 4 away from her, and then I look at her. I was like, I don't trust you. Start sucking my dick.
I remember that.
It was so funny.
I saw a post on Instagram where it's like a picture of 2 urinals and there's a sign above it, and it says, "One of you has a bigger dick. Look and find out."
So I have a gross story to tell you. I was in Toronto. I was watching the El Rico's ball or whatever.
El Cuvento Rico.
Yeah,
Pageant.
it was not. Yeah, it's totally wrong. I lied. But I was watching that, and I go to the washroom downstairs, and I pee, and it's full of gays, right? Which is whatever. But
Had a drag show?
Toronto gays are a different fucking breed of gays. Let me tell you. So I walk upstairs, and then
Yeah, because the cops saying that they've been. She says it's quite slutty since she's moved there.
yeah.
When I was living there, I was a big slut. I'm definitely more tame than I can say.
Yeah. So basically I go upstairs and this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, hi, like my my boyfriend's just over there." And I was like, okay. I what do you want me to do? like what do you want me to do?
Take a photo of you. Like,
Yeah. So I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then he comes up. Yeah, and he comes up to me and he's like, "By the way, like when we were peeing, like I looked over and I saw your dick and it's really nice." I was like, "What do you want me to say?" "Oh my god, thank you. Let's go fuck. Let's fuck." Like, no. What? And I was like, okay. And then I went to the
I was
table.
creeping on your privacy. And I didn't notice your privacy.
Literally, I was impeding on your personal space. I noticed.
Okay, I will say in like men's change rooms though, it's like hard not to like
You know those memes where it's like I mean, it's funny to joke about that, but to actually go up to somebody, and then I went back to my table and I told all the queens, and they were all like, "What the fuck?" And then he comes back this time with his boyfriend, and I'm just right beside Aurora, and Aurora knows everything. And this guy comes up to me, and he's like, "Oh, like this is my boyfriend." And I was like, "Again, hello, nice to meet you, whatever." But because I'm a kind person, I was like, "Hello," and just look away. Because I should have. And then anyway, the boyfriend comes up to me and he's like, "Yeah, I saw your dick. It's really nice. Maybe we should." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, so yeah, we fucked.
Did you?
No. But Aurora literally out loud was like, "Not this," to where they could hear it, and they were even like, "Oh, this is weird actually." And I was like, yeah.
You saw them like realize that it was weird for you.
Yeah. And then they just walked away, and I was like,
I mean, like I think it's like fun to have like open conversations like that about what you want to do when the vibe is there. When the vibe is there.
Like when I'm with my friends watching a drag pageant, like, oh my god, we also saw Yaya Torres there.
Bleep. For anybody listening, you know what? She's not even international.
She's not. Yeah. Just blur the name out.
Yeah.
It's just funny. I saw. This is more for me telling you.
No, Torres.
So I saw her right there, and she like looks at me, and I was like,
wow.
Oh my god, if I could have like, if she had X-ray vision, I would be dead. Or not X-ray vision.
The way she looked at you.
Yeah.
Well, it's that she's like showing her face in the drag scene after everything that's happened. To be honest, like. I'm not. I think that like a lot of time, you know, sometimes like cancel culture can go like kind of too far and not give people the chance to change and stuff. But like she had the chance to change multiple times, and when she was like called out, it was just like the way she handled it. It was just like, okay, yeah, cancel that bitch, Literally.
If any,
is Mother Teresa canceled? Because when we were talking in like a past episode, I was like, I love that bitch.
I heard rumors.
You also can't cancel dead people, I don't think. Well, she's dead, right?
Yeah, she's super dead.
She's like how dead?
Fucking dead girl.
Like, oh yeah.
I don't know, honestly. I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I heard like things that she like did apparently, but at the same time, like obviously it's not excusable, but during that era, it's like, yeah, maybe I can see why she thought she could do that.
It was a benchmark for like, especially in our Ottawa drag scene and stuff of like, you know, like what behavior is not acceptable.
I'm talking about Mother Teresa, by the way.
Oh, yes, sorry.
No, fuck yeah.
Yeah. No.
No. Oh my God. Anyways, speaking about drag, speaking about cringe drag, which there's a lot of
Teresa.
There's a lot of cringe drag if you want to blanks.
My favorite drag queen is Mother Teresa.
Sister. Okay, give me the video because I'm gonna. Are there multiple? Fuck. Perfect.
This one, and then I have another one.
Okay. So there was a drag brunch somewhere, and it's titled as the Drag Brunch from Hell. Charged us $50 for late cold food, low quantity orange juice, and whatever this was. We have to make sure our shows never end up like this. Ready?
I appreciate her effort. She's not lip syncing though.
It's just the knee thing is what gets me. Look, this one.
Yeah, I like
I don't like laughing at other people because people probably laugh at our performances. Oh my God.
The reason. Okay.
I thought you meant this was like a joke, like drag show where like you call it the drag show from hell and make like a joke poster. Like have you heard of that like restaurant? I don't know what city it's in, where I think it's in New York, where like the waiters all yell at you and insult you and stuff. I thought it was like that kind of vibe. That would also be actually kind of fun for us to do. Just like
we still do adult story time too.
oh yeah.
But so can you imagine watching? I mean, we do sometimes, but but like going like paying a lot of money for a brunch.
That was a brunch.
That was a brunch, babe.
It looked like-
It paid $50 for that brunch.
It was at like a random banquet hall, apparently. And they ran out of orange juice for the mimosas.
Oh wow. There's just like a random like it looked like out the hallway of a school and there was a random couch in the hallway and stuff.
I need to show more.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. Like this.
Oh wait.
What are you doing?
I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll show you the second one too if you want.
Did she move herself?
Hold on, make sure you know I don't
On your first bunch. And so what I got glasses, first talking, then took it lecture. $1 size orange juice glasses. Why the f are we running out of orange juice? And they drank brunch. Paid $50 to attend. What? What's orange juice? Go sit the f down. What the hell are you talking about? We have a bunch of other guys. I bet $50 to be here to make some juice. And why the hell are we groping people in the audience with a blind finger, mind you, running the finger everywhere?
Like this?
I don't know what you thought this was, but no, this is a drag brunch. Okay, this is drag brunch. Okay, it's like the late night nasty show at 2 o'clock.
Now that's brilliant.
Oh my god, that's for a mix. So I'm putting that in the mix. Oh my god, fuck yes.
But isn't that fucking hilarious? Attended. This is somebody attended.
I assume so, yeah. Someone who attended, I think.
Who was responsible for this? Was it the queen without shoes?
I think the queen was the one who. We produced it, and it ended up like that. Like that's.
Oh, not everyone should produce it.
Not everybody should. Not everybody should.
Yeah.
It's the queen,
Armani Braxton.
I think.
I'm obsessed with her.
Honestly, I would pay $50 to see
Now, yeah, have you know like the Willy Wonka experience?
No, like
That happened?
No.
Oh my god! So
Girl, I live under a rock.
So the Willy Wonka experience was a thing that happened in Glasgow, right? And it was like everyone was these like AI generated like posters and stuff. Everyone's like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. Like look at the the crazy things that they're advertising, and they go in and it's like a fucking like can somebody show me? It's
Okay, well, while she's pulling that up, it reminds me of did you hear about like that music festival that was supposed to happen on like an island and it was very exclusive?
Oh,
and they sold a
yes.
bunch of tickets and
Yeah.
they show up and there's nothing there. I just been laughing about this, but there was no like toilets, water, anything, and everyone's like on this island.
no, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if anybody gets like mad at me for doing that. I find that fucking hilarious. I find that so fucking funny. Like, even if I were a part of that, I would find it fucking hilarious. I'd be like,
Like looking back at it, yeah.
oh my
But
God,
I mean, if you were
so this is one of the Oompa Loompas, and it looked like she was in a meth lab.
maybe it's like an actual meth lab. It's so funny.
Like, literally.
Does she do the Lumba dance?
This is
Is it still like? Can you still go here?
Willy Wonka. No, it was
It's
like
supposed to be
one
like
day.
a Disney World, like when you go to like the Harry Potter thing, and like it takes you into that world.
Yeah,
sort of
this
thing.
is what it was. There was like, just like, so all the kids are like, what the fuck? All the parents are pissed. They're like, what the fuck is this? And there was this one part where they introduced a new character.
on the wall.
And they introduced this character. Here, could someone pull up the character for me? It's called The Unknown or something. Oh my god, it's called The Unknown. And it's like this scary guy dressed in all black with a mask. And then Willy Wonka's like, the unknown is here. And then the unknown's like, and all the kids are like,
I keep it's just
Imagine the kids at a drag story time. Like the queen comes out and they're like, "Hi, everybody," and they're like, "Ah, mommy."
yeah, what the fuck?
Do you have the
What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Oh my gosh, show me the video. Show me the video.
we're not going to lie about it.
I'm like,
It's not. Stand up.
The poor paid actor. He's like, "All right, so your character is a mirror monster. You're gonna stand behind an IKEA mirror and then pop out."
so what I'm saying is that Drag Crunch was the Willy Wonka experience. But for drag. Like,
Oh my god, even our like first shows that were like that, like we fucked up on a couple things. Like this makes me feel much better about us.
I want to extend an invitation to Armani Braxton to talk with us on the next podcast. Because
God.
I have questions.
I need her as a headliner. I need her next time. Like,
bitch, booked and blessed now. Booked and fucking blessed. You know, and this isn't.
honestly, I hope she's turning this into like the start of an amazing career because like
This is fucking good. Like, only a drag queen has that, like, many balls.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck.
like what's the story with the shoes? Like I've lost a shoe on stage and I'm gone with one shoe for the rest of the performance. But like I don't know if it was stylistic, like our daughter Extra and daughters Portia and Extra, they did the Shakira, I think Beyonce.
Beautiful lie.
Yeah, and they did it. They did it with their shoes. I still think it would have been better with shoes.
I always make fun of them. But that's what drag pops are for.
But like that was an intentional moment in referencing like the music video, right? I don't know if that was what song was she doing?
Was it We Won't Fuck Up the Night?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Dude,
Beyonce
I
would
fucked
never.
up my shoes and
I
I
fucked up my shoes. You know what? That's giving like she ordered some shoes off of Amazon Prime, and they were like, you know what? Sorry, we're just talking to kids.
what I
She was like,
ordered
I don't
and what I got.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love that shit so much. And this is, I'm not judging.
Girl,
I'm not judging.
Karma's gonna get you because you're gonna have an embarrassing video.
No. Listen. I'm not judging the drag because like her face is good. You know, there just needs to be like a better like production value, which like not a lot of.
I love her aura and her effort.
But like the reason why I'm laughing is because it's fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? Like the reason why I'm laughing is because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not like haha you, it's like haha all of it.
Literally, it's like Hannah, all of it, and like I can't wait to see like her in, like a few years from now because it's like I'm obsessed. I'm fucking obsessed.
I love
It's so
should
good.
we talk about mental health? My mental health is great after that.
After that, my mental health is awesome. So I think we're healed now forever.
Speaking of healing, actually,
Oh yeah, sorry, it's your phone.
speaking of healing, you know this already, but I'm just gonna announce it to the world. After years of like, the rocky road of like me starting drag and like, trying to get my dad on board, like you've seen how difficult it was and everything. And then, he's coming to my first performance ever. Well, it's not my first performance, but it'll be his first time
What if you did
seeing a
that?
drag show. I just come out with no shoes. A single bottle of orange juice. Take a sip, pass it around. So yeah, when I was practicing yesterday, I made like a really bad joke, but I'm ready to say it to you. Like, I was like practicing. I was like, rehearsing. I was just like, Rachel, like this is gonna be so good.
Oh my god, I can't
Tomorrow,
wait.
my dad's gonna get a boner.
I can picture Rachel being like, "This is why he was homophobic." This is why.
I feel like this is the perfect show for him to see for the first one because it's a big scale
It's huge.
show.
It's
It's like a 2,000 person event.
Yeah.
That I'm like not gonna be as raunchy and like penis. Like it might be a little less of that and. And he's getting a really fucking good show, and I think it's a great beginner intro to drag, and I have a feeling he's gonna be like, oh, whoa, so that's what it is. But I'm not. But again, managing expectations for my own mental health, like I'm ready for him to be like, I won't come again.
Yeah.
But in a perfect world, I'm like manifesting and visualizing like him, because he loves me. We've always had similar tastes in music and stuff. I think he's gonna love my song choices. I think he's gonna like because I think he like has just failed to understand what it is until he realized that it's like it's a fun form of entertainment that people really love, and there's a reason that people love it, and there's a reason that I can do this for a job, and and there's a reason that I've come this far, and I think it's all just finally like clicked. And I've been showing up for my family like a lot, especially, after the death of my cousin earlier this year, and then the birth of my niece, like that was the funeral was the first time I saw my dad. That's when I was just like, you know what? I know you're not asking for forgiveness, but I love you. You were such a good dad in so many ways. This has been a hard moment, but I'll always love you and thank you for everything. And I know you're not asking for forgiveness, but I forgive you. And like when I had already done that in my head, but I like vocalized that to him, and I think he at a funeral, like lives and deaths can like really like like make you think about life, and I think he realized like I don't want to miss out on something that's making my son thrive and be so happy, because honestly, like starting drag comes with its own set of mental health struggles and stuff. It's a visual art, so and we're using our bodies for art and stuff. So like, there is whether it's like, your body or your costumes or your makeup quality or whatever, like, there's some pressure that we might put on ourselves to like, look a certain way with appearances. But since starting drag, like it's just, it's so exactly like where I'm supposed to be in my life, and like naturally my health, and I'm becoming exactly who I am off stage because of finding who I am on stage, and realizing that I was a performer. I am an artist. I just didn't know what art medium was the one for me anymore. And drag is the best because there's so many different things coming together. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up too much, but I have a good feeling about it, and I'm manifesting it in my head. And you're gonna be there.
I'm gonna be there.
You're gonna be there, and you're gonna
film your performance.
Yeah, you should just like scare him and be like, "Hey, I'm Saltina. I'm Sunshine's butt buddy.
Wait, go up to who?
My dad.
I should, yeah.
Yeah. I'll introduce you. I know he's been like quite the villain and stuff, you know.
No, that doesn't matter.
But
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like that will never matter. Like I will never, judge somebody for how they used to think, and I will only judge people for how they are going to think and
Yeah.
want to learn and want to think.
yeah, it's like on Drag Race, like Plain Jane starts out as a villain, and then you're like, you know what?
I kind of dig it.
I see you. I see who's in there.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed. I
Yeah.
fucking love Plain Jane.
Yeah.
I really didn't want to like her at first, like, because I was just like, that's a mean girl.
I know, yeah. Well, I instantly understood her humor right away. I instantly was like, she's not saying these things because she's a fucking asshole. I mean, she is, but she's she's also saying them because like there's irony in it.
Yeah.
There's like a sense of humor.
Yeah, yeah.
That could only really make people.
And it lands. It always lands with her.
And it lands, but it only makes people feel like hurt and uncomfortable if they're like already feeling that way about themselves.
I mean, there has been some things that like, just weren't necessary and needed to be said, but I'm seeing that like fizzle off. Where are we at? There's one more. There's I still have to catch up on one episode. That was the makeover challenge.
Yeah.
And then it's the finale, right?
No, and then there's a regular episode today of the top 4. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so exciting. Where are we talking about?
Your dad.
Your dad.
Your dad. But yeah, I think it's gonna be amazing today. I'm very excited. For those who don't know, it's called Nature Nocturne, and it is a event that happens, I think, monthly or every 2 months.
Seasonally.
Seasonally.
And it's a night at the museum, literally. Like
And everything comes alive.
The dinosaur fossils, they come alive, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it's great. No, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm gonna be there as an influencer, being able to see everything, and
a cameraman for me.
most importantly, I get to see your performance that you've been like tirelessly working towards for the past like 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
It's been really fun. It's been fun preparing this. It's been a lot, but I'm also learning a lot about like my process for preparing for things, because once you start adding like backup dancers and choreography and things like like you have to be more prepared by the time that you get on stage, instead of relying on yourself and your energy and your aura to create some of that magic on stage. Like you have to streamline out. So I'm learning a lot about myself, but I feel like for me, like that and starting to get into dance lessons again has been like a huge mental health booster.
Yeah.
Because that's exercise, but it's like my theory about dance and stuff is like, it's kind of like undulating your spine and maybe your chakra system and moving energy in a really beautiful way through music that like can also be done through like yoga, and then sometimes I think it's happening in the background just as we're living.
That's how I feel about weightlifting. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's how I feel with one of the gym and working out, because like I've been such like a one kind of like piece with my body, and as I'm doing that, I'm like testing its limits and I'm making it stronger.
Yeah.
And, as I'm lifting and as like my body gets more tired, the more I'm like, oh, it's like it did a lot of work for me today. That's sick. You know what I mean? And it's like it's gonna prepare itself in a stronger way. So like I feel like that's how I feel with dance too.
Yeah.
Even though it's everything.
Moving meditations.
Exactly.
With meditation, seriously.
Yeah.
Even like walking is like that.
Yeah.
Strutting.
Yep. Strutting down the aisle.
Seeing that walk.
Seeing that cork.
Destroying the cork.
Destroying the corks.
Didn't one of them die?
Yeah. The cycle of life and death begins anew.
Yeah. Who's the next cock destroyer?
You were. Oh, we're not. All right. Okay. We should head out. We have a very busy day today, but I just wanted to say thank you for listening to our talk about mental health. I hope your mental health is good, and if it's not good, then I hope you're taking the necessary steps to make it.
Yes, and if your mental health isn't good, I need
Get a lobotomy.
Get a lobotomy, or take the advice that Salty's given to me and I've given to Rachel and people and stuff. It is very simple, but I really effective. Diddle yourself, masturbate. No, everything will always be okay.
Yeah.
Everything will always be okay.
And if it's not okay, then it's not over yet.
And like okay is just like it's just like in the middle somewhere of like good and bad, and like good and bad and okay and stuff is just labels. And
Yeah, you determine what's okay.
yeah,
You determine what is good.
Yeah.
And you determine, the steps you can take to make sure that your next day will be good, and if not good, then better than it is today.
yeah, we have a lot of control over how we react to the world around us, and obviously some things we can control. A lot of things that we can't. We always have the choice of how we react to it. And it's so fucking hard. Easier said than done.
Thing, right?
It's your life's work.
Exactly. And like never be afraid or never be disappointed with how you reacted towards something. If you blow up and if you get angry, if you get sad and you just start crying uncontrollably, if you are fearful and run away from something, don't beat yourself up over that, because those emotions are usually the things that are trying to tell your conscious self something.
And it's never too late, even if you don't have that like aspect of like dealing with obstacles at that point in your life, like it can come in later.
Yeah. Like, don't be ashamed that you're angry. Ask yourself why you're angry, and then you'll figure out more about yourself than you probably ever knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm in a very great mental place right now, and you know that. Like, I've been in a great mental place for the past like few years, and it's because I'm constantly asking myself questions and being honest with myself and like putting the work in every single day to do something. And I know that if I am feeling shitty, then I gotta buckle down. I gotta put all the energy that I'm putting towards everything else back within myself, recharge, get that good mental, capacity and mental mindset going. And then I can, go out to the world and vibrate and do whatever. and, vibrate.
I'm on a high vibration.
And vibrate to like a good frequency.
I'm vibing.
It's like the thing when you're in a plane. Like, you have to secure your own mess first before you secure everybody else. You know what I mean? So to make sure that my mindset,
Or take somebody else's.
take someone else's mask. Yeah. Give them a no, but like just make sure that you're feeling okay. Make sure that all the energy that you're putting towards yourself is going to make you better in the future. And then once you are better and once you are feeling good, then you can, resonate that out with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Because like,
And it's not easy. I don't think it's meant to be easy. I feel
It's not.
I feel like when things are easy, like there's sets of ease, and then like that feeling of like going through that, powering through it, and then like coming out the other side is like, I think, like, what do you think the meaning of life is? I think it's honestly like that. Like,
Yeah.
we're not here on earth to have kids. We're not, like, people are always debating like what the true purpose of life is, and I feel like it's to figure out exactly who you are, show up for yourself, and then show up for the rest of the world.
I agree. And it's hard to do that when you have so many like external stimuli telling you that you can't do that. And I think that as humans, we have hard lives. Humans have difficult lives. You know what I mean?
I wish we were just like more simple, like, a dog sometimes.
Yeah,
It's like sniffing butts, satisfied, love that. Moving on.
We've developed this like this interconnected, complex way of thinking and feeling emotions. And I think that at the end of the day, no matter who we are, no matter where we evolved to have these emotions, we've evolved to
And it's all for survival, right?
Yeah,
and it's fear of what others people think of you. It's about surviving in the herd and the pack of
Exactly, yeah.
people, because that doesn't matter. You can't just walk around being like, I don't give a fuck about anyone else. So like you have to find your place in this world and how to live with ease with other people, or like what are other fears that being late for work. Like, it wasn't being late, it was just like you need your work to pay rent. That's your survival. So that like fear, like, oh shit, I'm so late for work. It's not about being late, it's about like keeping your job.
And it's that kind of like telescope kind of like going into like those real root issues that a lot of people don't do because they don't want to deal with the feeling that would make them feel if it happened. So it's like, yeah, I'm stressed because let's say I didn't have time to go to the gym today. I'm stressed because for a few reasons. Because I won't be able to have my meditative experience today. Because I won't be able to stick to a schedule that I wanted to do. And that I won't be able to, get the, gains going that I wanted to do for my schedule this week. But in reality, it's like, no, I'm just having a flight or fight experience because I'm afraid that not going today will change the entire way that I look, which
yeah.
is not the case.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you have to reason with yourself, because like when you go into flight or fight mode, and when you go into that like primitive way of thinking, which it is primitive,
Yeah,
because like
it's to keep you alive.
from dinosaurs anymore.
Yeah.
You know, we're living complex, you know, conscious and subconscious kind of like moments that make us realize that we're kind of like more of a bigger picture together than when we are alone. And if like our feelings and our emotions evolve to like create these complex like societies and cultures so that we can survive together, then maybe that's how all of us survive, by coming together.
We all got to circle jerk and come together.
You know, exactly. Like I've been thinking of. Sorry, this is getting a little bit long, but I'll end it. I'll end it now. I've been watching the Three Body Problem, which is a really fucking cool Netflix show. It's about aliens, and it's about. So you know how the planet revolves around the sun, right?
Yeah, the world revolves around me.
Still. Never mind. This thing explodes.
It will one day. Oh,
Yep.
speaking of us,
universe.
is there somebody said there's like a thing hitting the Earth next year? That accurate? No. So
Yeah,
what's
that's why I
flying?
see when I do a split.
Boom! That's what that earthquake was in Japan.
So flares happen quite frequently, by the way.
Yes.
But I was watching the Three Body Problem, and there's this alien species that's on a planet that there are three suns encompassing it. So because of gravity, the Earth revolves around the sun. However, there are three different suns that have different gravities that are pulling the Earth, or their Earth planet, around one sun and then pulling it towards another sun. And sometimes there's a chaotic portion where they're in the middle of the three suns, and that makes life uninhabitable. So civilization for those aliens happened, and they became really advanced because they were just going around one sun for like a few, you know, hundreds of thousands of years and stuff. And it'll eventually happen that everybody dies on their planet. So it's about how in the 1960s, one of the Chinese governments sent out a signal to the, to whoever gets it. And these aliens picked up on that signal, and now they're coming to our planet to, take the planet so that they can live and not die.
Like in movies?
Yeah, this is a TV show, just by the way.
This is fiction.
Girl, I literally said it was a Netflix show.
Yes, there's a lot of like real shit on Netflix, like documentaries. Well, I don't fucking know. Like,
Okay.
anyways, there is hope if you're stupid. You can live a happy life. And if you're having a bad week or whatever, like it's not your fault because there's so much fucked up things happening in the world.
Yeah, aliens can be coming.
Yeah, they are coming.
They are coming. I'm making them come right now. When they're watching this, they're like, but I want to.
I noticed your penis in the urinal from up in space. Me and my alien
Boyfriend want to fuck you.
But anyways, I think that the way that humans will continue to live on is if we embrace the fact that we actually feel things and embrace our emotions and actually like heal through our own art and through science.
Yeah,
That's just what I'm saying.
yeah. That's a good note to end on. Actually, I think that like the good in the world will always like overpower all the evil in the world, and there's a lot of evil happening right now. But it's a belief and thought that I've always had to back. I have some like maybe delusional optimism sometimes, but I think it's good to have. Like I believe that like all humans at the core have the potential to be good.
Yeah.
Honestly, and sucks some people get lost along the way, but
if you are lost, then there's always a way to come back to it. Like nobody really stays lost forever unless they subconsciously want to stay lost.
yeah, The universe is gonna like give you like messages, signals, and everything to get you to where you need to be next.
Yeah.
And I need to get where I need to be next. I have to go rehearse. So
All right.
I wish you well.
Inhale.
Great. Bye. I actually have to go now.